The following high-definition presentation of Beacon Sports is brought to you by Beacon Academy, an elite group of students destined to bring you the future of better broadcasting.
National Pro Fast Pitch Softball action live on YouTube and ChicagoBandits.com for the 2015 season is brought to you in part by Boomba, the official supplier for National Pro Fast Pitch Authentic Team uniforms, training apparel, and replica sportswear. By Worth Fast Pitch, the official helmet of the NPF. By DeMarini Sports, makers of the world's finest bats. Check them out on Instagram at DeMariniFP. By Wilson Sporting Goods, official supplier of bats and gloves for the NPF. Create your custom Wilson A2000 at WilsonCustomGloves.com. By Combat Sports, your advantage is in our DNA. Experience Maxima, 40% larger hitting surface than the closest competitor. By Miken, we are built to win. We don't play the game to win, we dominate it at MikenSports.com. By Mizuno, never settle is an attitude, like Mizuno Fast Pitch North America on Facebook for athlete news, product reviews, and giveaways. By Louisville Slugger, you too can swing the technology that's dominating the game at every level of play at Slugger.com. By Easton, swing for the fences in patented designs and discover how their fast pitch bat can take your game to the next level at EastonSoftball.com. By Evo Shield, the official protective gear of the NPF. Lightweight gear, custom fit, available for athletes of all ages at sporting good retailers nationwide. By Bonet, play anywhere, play now. Check out the best portable sports nets and gear in the game at BonetSports.com. By Diamond Sports, the official softball of the NPF. Progressive design plus advanced technology equals unparalleled performance. And by Nike, an official supplier of the NPF. Wants you to follow them at Nike Store for Nike products in the U.S. Serving athletes since 1972, Nike knows at NikeStore.com.
All right, welcome to the ballpark here in Rosemont. For our pregame show, I'm joined here by Natalie Hernandez, the Bandits utility player. Natalie, how are you?
I'm doing great, thank you.
So tonight is Cancer Awareness Night. How much does this night mean to you?
Well, it means a lot since my mom passed away last July.
How do you honor her on the softball field and in everyday life?
Well, my dad got me this necklace, which is like of her thumb fingerprint, and it says "Love you, Mom" on the back. So I wear it every day.
Also, what was your reaction and how you felt about hitting your first home run of the season?
I was happy. I sprinted the bases kind of fast, so I was excited.
Also, what do you think of your team this season, considering how well they're playing?
I think we all get along on and off the field, which helps a lot. And we have a great team, and I think we should be able to win it this year.
Who would you say is the craziest teammate on the team and in the locker room?
The craziest? This is hard. There's a lot of crazy people on our team. So I'm going to go with Tammy. She's a redhead, so we got to choose her.
All right, and that is all. We'll be right back to the Chicago Bandits pregame show. I was joined here today by Natalie Hernandez, and we'll be right back.
Welcome back here to pregame coverage on YouTube and ChicagoBandits.com. We are live from the ballpark at Rosemont, getting set for the second game of the three-game series as the Chicago Bandits host the Dallas Charge. Good evening, everybody. Mike Knezovich along with Eric Katz, bringing you all the exciting play-by-play action in this NPF matchup here this evening. The Chicago Bandits right now a game and a half behind the first place USSSA Pride in the regular season standings in the NPF. And Eric, the Bandits coming off a terrific 10-0 shutout, their 14th of the season, which leads the league by far. A perfect game for Monica Abbott, 21 up and 21 down. Certainly doesn't get much better than that as far as a performance in the circle.
Well, it was a perfect game indeed, not just any shutout, but a perfect game. The Bandits were getting also great bat speed. I talked to Coach Roman before his game. He noticed that the Bandits' bats were quicker. He's saying that the week off definitely helped them down the stretch.
They had great balance throughout the lineup, and Megan Blank has really come to the forefront right now. It's allowed head coach Mike Sturwald to move Brittany Cervantes into right field. Megan now taking over at first base. 3 for 3 in the game last night with an RBI. Number 21 really starting to come through.
She's really starting to figure out the bat. She was doing pretty well over at first base and playing some great defense in place of Brittany Cervantes whenever Serve couldn't make the game. But her bat is pretty much what's doing the talking right now. She's a pretty quiet player out there, really relaxed and laid back, and she's playing some great softball right now.
Meanwhile, the Dallas Charge is going to be very difficult to come back from being shut out and no hit in the game last night. But this team has a lot of offensive firepower. Renata Davis does a terrific job. She leads the league in doubles, doing a great job defensively as well. They've got power as well with Brianna Cherry. But right now, the loss of Angeline Kiocho, who's out because of a family situation, really hurting them offensively.
Well, one thing Coach McFall's talking about is they're not really missing her bat, but they're missing her leadership. Her leadership is really what's helped the Charge. She's a veteran in this league, and her leadership is what the Charge count on.
Let's take a look now at the pitching matchup, Eric. Jolene Henderson is going to be going for the Dallas Charge. She's got a very deceiving record of only 2-7, but an ERA of 1.98. Doing a great job in the circle for the Charge. Michelle Gascoigne going for the Bandits.
Well, Jolene Henderson's having a fine year earned run average-wise, just sometimes she's unable to get the hits. She's kind of having a Chris Sale year. But make no mistake about it, Jolene Henderson's having a great season, ERA-wise, and the Bandits are going to have to attack her early and get those early runs.
Well, the Bandits right now, as we mentioned, even with the Pride right now in the loss column. As we speak, the Pride have a 2-0 lead over Sarah Pauli in the Akron Racers on a 2-run home run by Gianna DeSalvatore. We will definitely keep you posted on the result of that game, and we'll also, of course, keep you posted here as it's Cancer Awareness Night tonight here at the Ballpark at Rosemont. We'll take a brief time out. We'll come back with tonight's starting lineups as well as the pitching matchups as the Chicago Bandits host the Dallas Charge on YouTube and ChicagoBandits.com. ChicagoBandits.com on a beautiful evening here in the Chicagoland area as we get set for the middle game of this 3-game set between the Charge and the Bandits. As we talked about before, it is Cancer Awareness Evening. We got a terrific crowd on hand as well tonight, and that, of course, piggybacks the biggest crowd of the season that we had last night, Eric, and a lot of the youth groups in attendance in the game tonight, and they saw a dandy in the perfect game thrown by Monica Abbott.
Yes, indeed. We were in for a real treat yesterday with Monica Abbott throwing a perfect game. We also were in for a real treat. Also overshadowed by that is the offensive production the Bandits got yesterday in trouncing the Dallas Charge 10-0.
Great job picking up 2 4-run innings for the Bandits in that particular matchups, and 3-for-3 performance for Megan Blank at first base that we talked about. First professional home run from Brenna Moss. Just a lot of positives all over, up and down, offensively and defensively for this Bandit team, which right now is by far the best defensive team in the league, and they've also scored the most runs in the circuit as well.
They're certainly opening everybody's eyes. They really want them to know that they are still competitive despite switching their philosophy from a power-laden lineup to a lineup built on speed and getting on base. And it certainly paid off in the outfield and in the infield as they have the best defense in all of the MPF.
Jim Pops Merricks and the rest of the DuPage Honor Guard as well as the Great Lakes Honor Guard are presenting the colors out here this evening as we are going to be getting set for the national anthem, which is going to be sung by Penny Roman out here tonight. Of course, the flag's still flying at half-mast because of the tragedy down in Chattanooga, Tennessee.
and they are blowing straight out. So this is certainly going to be an offensive evening, we believe, here at the ballpark, even though you got two great pitchers with Jolene Henderson and Michelle Gascoigne in the circle.
Well, with the wind blowing the way it is, it should give the offense the advantage. But what the Bandits and the Charge need to do is they need to get their hits early and often. They really need them to find the gap. That's what Coach Roman Ford talked about, was his hitters are starting to find the gaps more, and that's what the Bandits need to do in order to get the people on base and get runs across.
As you see right now, some of the other youth programs on the field right now, as the Dallas Charge and Chicago Bandits, who are don their purple jerseys out here tonight. Those jerseys are going to be auctioned off for fundraising purposes for cancer research. And, of course, the Bandits also very active in the community with the ALS, Les Turner Foundation situation as well, that they raise money during the ball games, and they've raised tens of thousands of dollars that have gone towards research for ALS research. Let's take a look at our starting lineups in tonight's ball game. The starting lineups are brought to us by Boomba. Boomba is the official supplier for National Pro Fast Pitch, authentic team uniforms, training apparel, and replica sportswear. First of all, for the Dallas Charge, they are coached by Jennifer McFalls. They will have leading off at shortstop here tonight, Renata Davis. In the number 2 hole will be the former Bandit, Ellie Yamada, number 19 in center field. Lauren Hager gets moved up to the 3rd spot tonight. She'll be a designated player, number 17. The cleanup hitter getting the start tonight is going to be Nadia Taylor. Taylor will get the nod at 3rd base tonight for the Charge. Kaylin Richardson, the 6th pick overall in the NPF draft this last season, will be at 1st base in the 5 spot. Taylor Thom will be at 2nd base in the 6 hole. The bottom 3rd in the lineup for the Charge will be Brianna Cherry in right field. Mikey Kenny will get the start tonight in left, and Kazuki Watanabe will be catching Jolene Henderson in the circle for the Dallas Charge this evening. And Boomba is the official supplier for National Pro Fast Pitch, authentic team uniforms, training apparel, and replica sportswear. Boomba, our sponsor of our starting lineups. And Eric, as we talked about, it's always tough to come back after you've been no-hit and throwing a perfect game against you, but you take a look up and down that lineup, there's a lot of potential there for the Charge, some speed at the top of the order and some power down below.
I spoke to Coach McFalls before the game, and I was also talking about Lauren Hager. She told me that she represents where the team is at. They're trying to develop. They're trying to develop relationships. They're trying to get the necessary hits. They're trying to be consistent. And also, when it came to playoffs, Coach McFalls told me that they're not looking to just stay in 4th. They're looking to keep getting better and possibly even overtake 3rd place.
They right now are right there, right in the middle between the Racers and the Rebellion in that 4th spot. But right now we are going to stand up. We are going to face center field as well as the colors at the bottom of the circle as Penny Roman sings our national anthem.
What so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched, were so gallantly streaming. And the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Great job by Penny Roman on our national anthem. And again, Special thanks to all the men and women fighting for our freedoms each and every day here in the United States as well as overseas. Good evening, everybody. Mike Knezovich along with Eric Katz, all the Beacon Academy crew out here this evening as we get set for this matchup between the Charge and the Bandits. We've got multiple first pitches that are going to be coming up here. Lauren Hale is throwing out the first pitch to start us off. Neil Perlman along with Camille Cooley will also be throwing out first pitches out here, and these are all representatives from different types of cancer awareness foundations across this particular area of the country. Also, Dr. Sandy Goldberg will also be throwing out a pitch here. Nicole Smith and also ALS Foundation member Grace Teacup will also be throwing out a first pitch out here in this evening's ball game. So special thanks to all of them for joining us here at the ballpark here this evening. We also want to take a look at our Wilson Sporting Goods defensive alignment for the Chicago Bandits out here this evening. Wilson Sporting Goods is the official supplier of bats and gloves for the NPF, and they bring you today's defensive alignment. Have you made a custom glove yet? Create your custom Wilson A2000 at wilsoncustomgloves.com and use what the pros use. Match your team colors or design a glove that represents your style today. For the Bandits, they have the outfield will remain the same as last night. Brenna Moss, who had her first professional home run, will be in left. Emily Allard will be in center. Brittany Cervantes gets the start in right field tonight. Amber Patton, Tammy Williams, Danielle Zimkowitz, and Megan Blank are the infield from third to first. You get a good look there at the softball Michelle Gascoigne, and she'll be caught tonight by Vicky Galasso, who's caught her now for the fourth time this particular season. Gascoigne coming in with a record of 4-2, a fine ERA of 2.55. This is her seventh start this evening. She has struck out 43 hitters in 49 and a third innings of work and only walked 17, Eric, and she certainly looked like she was in the zone in the bullpen prior to the game.
Yes, we were standing right there with Coach Roman before, and she had the drop ball working for her so far. She also does a great job at coming back with a rise ball, which is something you got to do to the hitters in order to keep them off balance.
Giving you an update on that game between the Akron Racers and the USSSA Pride. They're now in the bottom half of the fifth inning of play, and Akron has taken a 4-2 lead over the Pride in that ball game and Kalani Ricketts.
Kalani is supposed to be the one supposedly to take over for Kat Osterman as the ace of the USSSA Pride staff.
Those are certainly big shoes to fill, no doubt about that. Our Orange Crush LLC umpiring crew in tonight's ball game features Bob Sells. He'll be behind the plate calling balls and strikes. Eric Manley goes over to first base tonight, and Kevin Davis will be over at third base. Standing in for the Charge to lead it off will be Renata Davis. Davis was 0 for 2 against Monica Abbott last night with a couple strikeouts, coming in at 265 with a home run and 8 runs driven in. Temperature about 72 degrees, sunny out here this evening. The wind briskly blowing out now right over the center field wall at about 20 miles an hour. First pitch coming right at 7:35 as this one's fouled back into the net. There you get a good look at the former Wolfpack from North Carolina State. Set all kinds of records down there in Tobacco Road for North Carolina State.
I got a chance to speak to Amber Patton before the game, and she says this team is her favorite team that she's played on because everybody gets along and because of the great chemistry.
Megan Blank's going to run out of real estate as that one goes foul over the head of our first base camera person tonight, Sarah Mogatich. Rebecca Pasteris is on over at third base. Brendan Culleton along with Max Arnold helping us out this evening. Bilal Muhammad producing, Ronnie Capuzzo directing. Caroline Muller back on the CG tonight for the Beacon Academy crew.
I also asked Amber Patton before the game, Mike, on what can't you hit, and she said she wouldn't tell me.
That's going to go foul as it hits off the base of the fence and goes down by the Don Q Rum Runner Lounge. There you get a good look at the great crowd we have on this evening here at the ballpark at Rosemont. We set a season high in attendance for a single game last night. A crowd just over 1,500 here at the ballpark at Rosemont. It was packed and it was electric.
Well, that crowd of 1,500 certainly win for a real treat.
There's a long fly ball by Davis, so you can cancel the post-game show as Brenna Moss now will get it in quickly. It'll be a stand-up double for Davis, and that's her league-leading 10th two-bagger of the season.
Great at-bat by Renata Davis. She was able to come around the pitch by Michelle Gascoigne. And that's what Coach McFalls talks about. They have to get hits and they have to get runners on base in order to create opportunities.
So now Ellie Yamada's job is going to be to get Davis over to third base with less than 2 outs. The former Bandit stands in right now at 276 with a home run and 6 runs driven in on the season. Good speed off the left side. She shortens up as if to bunt, and Galasso will let it go foul for strike 1.
Amber Patton and Megan Blank are playing way in as Amber Patton's hugging the line. She's almost near the circle, Mike.
Here you get a good look at the Japanese national players. The Pride have now taken a 6-4 lead in that game over the Akron Racers in that contest. Good bunt there on the plate. Communication by Blank gets it over to Z, and Danielle Zemkowitz will put it away, so it will be a sacrifice bunt for Yamada, and the putout will go 3-4.
Great communication by Megan Blank. She was able to field the bunt and throw it over to Danielle Zemkowitz for the out. You're going to see right here, that's why in the field communication matters, and Megan Blank demonstrated that on that play.
Yeah, you could get the pitcher mixed up in that situation and cause all kinds of problems. And now we have the reigning player of the year in the college ranks, Lauren Hager, coming to the plate.
Lauren Hager's really been seeing the ball as of lately. She's been really having a nice run and starting to figure out that bat.
Mike Stewart-Wald's going to come out right now and discuss things, and meanwhile Jennifer McFalls is going to talk it over with her charges as well. There you get a good look at the great crowd out here this evening. All kinds of groups in attendance. The party deck out in left field is full of Naperville Diamonds tonight. There they are out there having a good time. Hager with that open stance from the right-hand side. Patton's a little bit in front of the third base bag. The same with Blank. The outfield playing straight away and respecting the power of Lauren Hager. As you see, the RBI and home run numbers are right there for the rookie. Slashed right back up the middle for RBI number 11 on the season for the former Gator from Florida. And the Dallas Charge finally break through on this Bandit pitching staff, and they take a 1-0 lead.
That pitch found way too much of the heart of that play, and that's where Lauren Hager likes it. She just slapped that one right back up the middle and into the outfield for a single. And also, Mike, that's the very first RBI the Dallas Charge have ever had here at the ballpark in Rosemont.
Boy, just a great hitting approach that time by the rookie. Just went right where the ball was pitched and took it right up the middle. So now double eights, Nadia Taylor will come to the plate. Taylor's been splitting duties at third base this season with Danielle Henderson. She comes in at 227 on the season with a couple of home runs and 9 runs driven in. Taylor, another one of those products out of the University of Texas, the former Longhorn. Good power from the right-hand side. And she takes that 1-1 pitch right on the black.
In this situation, what Michelle Gascoigne needs to do is she needs to get an out. That will really help boost her confidence despite giving 1 run up early.
Ches Severs coaching down at first base for the Charge. Good fastball that time by Michelle as she gets Taylor swinging for out number 2.
Great strikeout by Michelle Gascoigne. That's what I was talking about earlier. She really needed that out in order to boost her confidence because she gave up 1 run. That could really mess up a pitcher early if she doesn't get outs. But right now, Michelle Gascoigne seems like she has shaken it off so far.
44th strikeout of the season for the former Sooners. Caitlin Richardson now will stand in. She struggled last night against Abbott, striking out in both of her plate appearances.
Hey, Mike, didn't every charge hitter struggle against Monica Abbott last night?
I think you're right.
Not just her personally?
As the former Golden Gopher checks her swing, and now she's falling in the hole. Yeah, we had 2 real close calls breaking up the no-no. The long fly ball by Caitlin Castillo that ended up being corralled over there by Brittany Cervantes, and then a little pop fly just over the circle, right between the top of the circle and second base that drew Tammy Williams and the other second baseman right up into a collision there with Sammy Marshall. And Marshall was able to hold on and make the grab. Here's the 1-2 offering, and it knocked right down, and that one's got a smart. Haven't seen the old Freon come out of the dugout yet. Could probably use it right there, along with maybe a shin guard.
And fouling when any pitch off your body, no matter how much padding you have on there, really hurts because that ball is spinning and can really come back and get you. It's even caused injuries in the past.
Hager at first, and that ball is laced into right field, and a great catch by Megan Blank. What a dive to her right as she snagged it into the web, and another gem for the former Hawkeye. What a play.
Megan Blank continuing to demonstrate why she is the first baseman, why Brittany Cervantes was moved into the outfield. That one was shot in between them, and Megan Blank had the great diving catch in order to get the out.
Rack that one up, boys, for a potential Diamond Sports play of the ball game. So in the inning for the Charge, they do pick up 1 run on 2 base hits. They get it on the RBI single off the bat of Lauren Hager, and they end up leaving 1 runner on base. We'll head to the bottom half of the first. The Charge have scored 1 run. The Bandits are coming to bat here at YouTube and ChicagoBandits.com. Look at our Boomba starting lineup for the Chicago Bandits. They will lead off with Emily Allard in center field. Amber Patton will be at third. Tammy Williams in the 3-hole at short. The cleanup hitter tonight will be Brittany Cervantes in right. Megan Blank, just coming off that great catch, will be in the 5-hole at first. Vicky Galasso will be catching. Danielle Zimkowitz hitting 7th at second. Kylie Quico, the newly acquired designated player from the Akron Racers, will hit 8th. Brenna Moss will round out the lineup, and she will be in left in the 9-hole. So Emily Allard is going to be facing Jolene Henderson, who comes in with a very deceiving 2-7 record, but a 1.98 earned run average.
I actually see that Lauren Hager's pitching instead of Henderson.
Also a little bit of a change. As that ball was slapped, it deflected, picked up by Davis, but certainly not in time to get the speedy Allard, so the Charge go with a last-second change in their lineup as they have Hager in the circle pitching for the ball game tonight. Originally they had Henderson listed in the starting lineup.
Emily Allard once again setting the tempo for the Bandits with that hit. As the leadoff hitter, that's what she's supposed to do, set the tempo.
And she certainly did that in last night's game as well, as the Bandits put up a 4 spot. So Amber Patton, who's hit in 10 of her last 11 games, will stand in now. She leads the league in hitting at 381. We'll see if the Bandits decide to test the arm of their former teammate, Kazuki Watanabe. She's got a shotgun back there for an arm.
They've got some quality catching behind the plate, and it will be an interesting matchup with the speed of Emily Allard, who's one of the faster players in the league.
The Racers have got the tying run at the plate in their half of the 7th in that one, but they still trail it 6-4 to the Pride. There you see the numbers on Amber with that league-leading mark of 381 on the season. Allard is tied for second in the league in stolen bases with 10. She is certainly a threat to run. Patton swings and misses at that high, hard one, so Hager picks up the strikeout for the Charge on the rise ball. And now for Lauren on the season, she's got 51 Ks and only 15 walks.
Great strikeout by Lauren Hager. She was able to get the rise ball working and completely fooled Amber Patton, which has been hard to do in this day and age considering her average is high up there.
So here's T-Will. She had a good cut at that fastball. Tammy has done just a terrific job this season at shortstop. She's committed only 1 error all year long. There goes Allard. The throw by Watanabe is not going to be in time. And Emily Allard comes up with her 11th stolen base of the season check that, her 8th stolen base in 11 attempts.
You're going to watch here, Emily Allard gets a great jump on Kazuki Watanabe. Watanabe again through the arm. Lauren Hager had to really duck out of the way for that one, and she slid right under the tag. Terrific stolen base once again by Emily Allard.
So a runner in scoring position with 1 out for the home team. Tammy Williams trying to add to that RBI total. And again, good movement by Hager on the rise ball, so she strikes out Patton and Williams consecutively.
Lauren Hager currently has the rise ball working, and she was able to use it once again and strike out Tammy Williams. In her last outing against the Bandits, Mike, in Dallas, she one-hit the Bandits.
She certainly has the stuff to do that. Brittany Cervantes, leading the league in home runs and number 2 in RBI, stands in. We talked about Brittany's eye at the plate. Her .524 on-base percentage certainly speaks volume of her ability to lay off the stuff out of the zone. Now she's quickly fallen behind the former Gator.
She's done a great job, Mike, this season at being more disciplined at the plate. She's also hitting for more average this year than she did last year.
The Akron Racers now are down to their final out in that 6-4 ball game. Meanwhile, here it's 1-0 Charge with a 0-2 count to Double Deuce. Hager wastes that one, and boy, I tell you what, she's popping the glove right now of Watanabe.
Her stuff is really working tonight, and the Bandits got to figure it out quickly.
Slightly open stance from the right-hand side for the former Wildcat. Boy, Watanabe set up outside, and Hager put it right there.
Hager's doing a great job so far at hitting her spot. Watanabe setting up like a dartboard, and Hager's hitting the bullseye.
Deuces are wild here to Double Deuce. And we'll have our first 3-2sports.com payoff of the evening. Kalani Ricketts now is within one strike of a complete game victory for the Pride. And here's the payoff now with first base open to Brittany Cervantes. It is 2:10 down each line here at the ballpark at Rosemont. 2:20 to straightaway center field. Certainly within the reach of the powerful Brittany Cervantes. Here's the 3-2 offering. And it's hit right up the elevator shaft and fallen out of play. The USSSA Pride have picked up the victory over the Racers, and they improve on the season now to 27-10. So they're now 2 games in front of the Bandits, but both teams have 10 losses. And a good at bat there by Brittany as she draws the 2-out walk.
Terrific at bat by Cervantes. She was really disciplined at the plate and swinging only when it looked good. And that time she didn't let the rise ball fool her.
So Megan Blank, who's been on fire now, will come to the plate.
21, Megan Blank.
3 for 3 in the game last night, Eric, with 3 runs scored and an RBI.
She's certainly figuring out the pitching in the MPF and really getting her back going. She also had that fantastic play, which ultimately saved a run for the Bandits over at first base.
Blank trying to join 5 other teammates with double-digit total in RBIs on the season. She's got an opportunity here with a couple ducks on the pond. Oh, and that hit her in the shoulder, and that's going to load the bases with Bandits.
Not the start that you really want, especially with 2 outs and the bases loaded, and you have a dangerous Vicky Galasso, who as of lately, when she was in the field playing, she was hitting the ball extremely well.
Another one of those great tryout pickups for the Bandits.
I feel like that these open tryouts are potentially filled with gold. When you have people like Brittany Cervantes and also Natalie Hernandez who have been able to have success with the Bandits.
Great to see our good friend Dale Leslie checking in from across the pond in Manchester, England. Dale, we're glad we have all the technical issues ironed out and you're able to watch the exciting action tonight in England. Open stance from the right-hand side for Galasso. Bases loaded. Boy, good movement on that fastball, and it evens up the count. Galasso, one of those players coming out of a smaller program at Idaho State. And she fouls that one out of play, and now she's in the hole.
It looked like that she was just under that one. She certainly got a good barrel on the bat there, but she was just under it.
There you get a good look at the sharp purple jerseys that the Bandits are donning tonight. One ball, 2 strikes. Bases loaded with Bandits. They trail it 1-0. Galasso hits it straight up in the air to center. Ali Yamada settles under it in medium depth, and she'll make the grab for out number 3. So Lauren Hager pitches around a walk and a hit by pitch, and the Bandits end up leaving 3 on base. So no runs, hits, or errors, and 3 left for the Bandits. We've completed 1 inning of play here at the ballpark at Rosemont. Our first inning is brought to us by Willowbrook Ford, located on Kingery Highway in Willowbrook, just 1 mile north of I-55. Drive what the pros drive at Willowbrook Ford. It's time for Tug of War, brought to us by Athletico. In right center field at the top right-hand corner of your screen, it's a festive evening here at the ballpark at Rosemont, and the Charge lead it at the end of 1-0 on YouTube and ChicagoBandits.com. Our top half of the second inning is brought to us by Des Plaines Golf Center and Lake Park Course and Marina. Check them out on the Des Plaines Park District website for family outdoor fun. The Dallas Charge will send up Taylor Thom, Brianna Cherry, and Mikey Kenny to face the left-handed slants of Michelle Gascoigne as they come into this inning with a 1-0 lead. So Taylor Thom will come to the dish. She was 0 for 1 in the game last night against Monica Abbott. 15 RBIs on the season, so although the average is down a little bit, she certainly has got some great production with the limited hits that she's been able to garner this year. Both Blank and Patton hugging the lines at first and third respectively. That ball is laced towards center field. Back to the track goes Allard to the wall as it bounces off. Thom is going to try for third base on the play, and she will make it with a head-first slide. The ball then goes down to the base of the dugout, retrieved by Gascoigne, but T-squared picks up a three-bagger, and the Charge get their second consecutive extra base hit to open an inning here in the second.
You're going to watch right here. Michelle Gascoigne's pitch found way too much of the plate, right in the sweet spot where Taylor Thom likes to hit it. This is the second leadoff hit in a row for the Dallas Charge. Also the second in a row given up by Michelle Gascoigne.
Boy, good recognition there by Thom as she saw the ball bounce away from Allard off the wall. So the Bandits are playing it pretty much straight away with the runner on third and nobody out. They have not really drawn the infield in that much. They don't want to end up leading to a bigger inning, especially with the powerful Cherry as you look at her numbers. Cherry was 0 for 2 with a strikeout against Abbott last night in the game. That 340 puts her right up there amongst the league leaders in hits. She is 6th in the league in hitting with that mark. Charge about hit the Bandits now 3-1. Took the lead on the RBI base hit off the bat of Lauren Hager, so Hager not only doing it in the circle tonight, but at the plate as well. Gascoigne being very careful right now to Cherry. Ellie Yamada there to the left of Lauren Hager. And the rest of the Dallas Charge in their inaugural season in the NPF. So Gascoigne pitches around Cherry. So runners will be at the corners here with nobody out, and that'll bring up Mikey Kenny.
Michelle Gascoigne really pitched around Cherry there, respecting the power that Cherry possesses.
Kenny coming in with only 5 hits and 38 at bats. But of those 5 hits, 2 have left the yard. And she does have 3 runs driven in, so she's shown some pretty good power.
Gascoigne really needs a strikeout here. If she can get a strikeout here, that could potentially set up the double play. And after her is Kazuki Watanabe, who really hasn't really shown much with the bat this year.
The Charge right now 4 games up on the Rebellion for that last playoff spot in the league. And that's about where they're at as far as trying to catch the Akron Racers for the 3rd spot in the league.
It'd be nice for them to make the playoffs in their first season and get down to Hoover of Alabama, basically get their foot in the door and experience what playoff baseball is like in the NPF.
Well, you know what? In a 3-game series, as we saw last year with the Racers and the Bandits, anything can happen. You get the good pitching. Kenny with a long drive. Back to the track goes Brianna Wass, and she will touch them all. A 3-run home run by Mikey Kenny as the Charge come out of the dugout and greet the former Red Raider from Texas Tech. RBIs 4, 5, and 6 on the season for Mikey Kenny, and that's a 4-0 Dallas Charge lead. What a blast.
Mikey Kenny just really got a hold of that one. Brianna Moss went back and looked up, and there's nothing you can do. You can see right here that one was hit straight up in the air to left field and over the head of Brianna Moss, who just stood there knowing that one's out of there.
So Taylor Thom and Brianna Cherry score ahead of Kenny on the home run into the party deck where the Naperville Diamonds are enjoying the game tonight. Certainly not enjoying the result right now. It's a 4-0 Charge lead.
Michelle Gascoigne's having a hard time with getting the ball in the zone and keeping it out of the reach of hitters. Her drop ball looked pretty sharp, but tonight the Chargers are doing a great job at catching up to her.
We got some action now in the Bandit bullpen. Tatum Edwards loosening up. Watanabe, a one-hopper that's easily grabbed on the play by Z, and Zemkowitz throws her out.
Well, Michelle Gascoigne got an out there, and she really needed that one. Even if it was a simple out as it was, that could help her really in this at-bat against Renata Davis, who had a double off her in the first inning.
Back to the top of the order with the former Wolfpack from North Carolina State. Marielle Berquist checking in with us at streaming at ChicagoBandits.com. The whole family watching the game tonight, including sister and dad. And they love the pink bases here at the ballpark at Rosemont tonight.
To complement the pink bases, Mike, why don't we just bring out the pink bats also?
Well, the Bandits certainly are going to have to wake up the bats here tonight. Nicole Morgan certainly enjoying the offensive output for the Charge here, along with Ashley Burkhart. And that let-up pitch is fouled off. Right now, when you're Michelle in the circle and you're not used to this kind of offensive output against you, you just got to hunker down, just like Kalani Ricketts did tonight for the Pride. She gave up 4 runs but held them down at the end.
As a pitcher, Mike, you can't just not get used to anything. You have to be used to just about everything around you, like big offensive outputs. You can't just be used to not big outputs because they do happen from time to time. She's really got to be prepared and get used to what it's like to be hammered, just like she has been this inning.
Davis fouls that one off as, hey, you talk about adversity, and any athlete will tell you you're going to get it. Throughout your career, at one time or another, it's how you react to it is the key.
I mean, it's unavoidable. And pitchers, no matter who they are, even if they are Kat Oshman, have to be prepared for this. Or Monica Abbott.
Johnny Soul, one of the members of our office walking down the aisle there, has done a great job with filling this ballpark up tonight with enthusiastic fans. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Nobody on with 1 out. But right now the damage has been done in this frame on the 3-run home run off the bat of Mikey Kenny for the Charge.
Charge doing a nice job so far at bouncing back from that perfect game from Monica Abbott. Coach McFall says that's Monica Abbott at her best.
Talking to Stu before the ball game, and he's seen that movie before twice back in the championship year for the Bandits in 2011. Monica no-hit the USSSA Pride earlier in the season and then came back with a perfect game. It's a really battle going on right now between Davis and Gascoigne.
Gascoigne can't lose Davis here. She really needs to get the out. Even if it is a full count, she needs to pitch to contact and pitch to her defense and trust that anybody out there can make the play.
Well, Galasso along with Gascoigne, the G combination here, they're going to have to make some adjustments on this Charge offensive streak here. And that payoff stays downstairs, so a fine at bat there for Renata Davis.
A fine at bat indeed for Renata Davis. She worked the count full and fouled off a couple tough pitches from Michelle Gascoigne and has herself on base.
Second consecutive time she's been able to reach safely in the game. Ashley Stutzman also checking in with us on YouTube and ChicagoBandits.com, watching from Arthur, Illinois. It's actually Quincy Stutzman that's checking in. You know where Arthur is?
No.
I do not know where Arthur is.
Sounds like a small town.
I certainly appreciate their viewership. Still only one out. Yamada sacrificed Davis over to third, where Hager was able to drive her in for the first run of the game. Now she's in the hole, no balls and 2 strikes. We talked about Gascoigne having some good movement on the ball in the bullpen. But so far in the early going, it's been the placement in the strike zone that's hurt her. Yamada slaps a base hit past Patton in the left, so the Charge aren't done yet here in their half of the second.
Great extension of the hands by Ari Yamada. She was able to put that one in the hole in between Amber Patton and Tammy Williams to get herself on base with a hit. Michelle Gascoigne's really struggling out there, Mike.
And Mike Stewart has seen enough. So Lacey Waldrop, the former Seminole from Florida State, is going to come in, and by far the shortest outing of the season for Michelle Gascoigne, as she only lasts 1 1/3 innings in tonight's ball game. So certainly a shocker, Eric, and something that I'm sure she's going to have to go back to the drawing board and try to find out what went wrong.
This was un-Michelle Gascoigne-like. It just wasn't her night. She was hammered early and hammered often, especially in this inning with the 3-run home run by Mikey Kenny. Some nights are like that, but what counts is, can she bounce back the next time she takes the circle?
So 1 1/3 innings of work for Michelle. 5 hits, 4 runs. They were all earned. She walked 2 and struck out 1. And the responsibility still lies with her, with the runners on first and second, with Davis and Yamada, with only 1 out. Lacey Waldrop comes into the ball game for Chicago. Lacey so far in the season with a 2-3 record in a rookie season, a 3.09 earned run average. In 34 innings of work, she's given up 27 hits, 17 runs, 15 of which have been earned. She's walked 22 and struck out 22 as Hager fouls that one off.
I figured out where Arthur, Illinois is, Mike.
Where is it?
In central Illinois, about 2 hours and 58 minutes from here.
So close to Springfield?
Yep, about that area.
Well, we certainly appreciate Quincy watching the game with us. And I think Quincy's going to weigh in as well. Arthur's a small Amish community in central Illinois. Thanks for clarifying that for us, Quincy. Other folks checking in with us on YouTube tonight. Hager with a long drive to left center field. Moss goes back to the track and she makes a great over-the-shoulder catch. Throws it into Patton, not in time as Davis slides in. But a nice defensive play there by Moss to save a couple of runs.
What a play by Brenna Moss. If you again use your speed, you're going to watch here, Mike. Lauren Hager had that one right in between Emily Allard and Brenna Moss, but Brenna Moss did a great job at tracking it down and going all the way to the track and hitting the wall a little bit and able to get that one back in to save a run.
But what a great throw coming into Patton as well. Meanwhile, Yamada stayed at first as this one is fouled, and Megan Blank's got some room, and she'll make the grab. So a nice job there coming in by Lacey Waldrop to hold the rally down to 3 runs for the Charge. But in the inning for the visitors, they pick up 3 runs. They do so on 3 base hits. The big blow, the 3-run home run by Mikey Kinney. There were no Bandit errors, and there were 2 runners left on base. We will head to the bottom half of the second. The Bandits have some work to do tonight as they trail the Dallas Charge 4-0 here on YouTube and ChicagoBandits.com. Cats back with you here as we head to the bottom half of the second inning. The Charge with a 4-0 lead over the Bandits. Rosemont Health and Fitness is a multi-purpose health club near the intersection of Higgins and Manheim. You can check them out on the web at rosemontfitness.com. So Lauren Hager enters her second inning of work here, Eric. Certainly looked very overpowering in the first inning, but then got into a little bit of trouble walking Cervantes and hitting Blank. But she was able to retire Vicky Galasso on a flyout to end the inning in the threat for the Bandits.
She certainly got the rise ball working for her early also. She was able to get 2 quick outs with that.
So the former Fighting Illini, Danielle Zimkowitz, who had an RBI single and 3 trips to the plate last night, will come to the dish to lead it off here for the home team. Third baseman Nadia Taylor well inside the third base bag. Z with that 242 average with 11 knocked in. The one thing in talking with Coach Stewart-Wilder's down at third with Roman 4 at first. What Stu is looking for is quality at bats. He's looking for a good approach at the plate and patience.
I heard this week in response to the Kylie Quico move that Alex Booker was released.
Well, Quico was certainly a big pickup off the right-hand side. We wish Alex the best of luck in her future endeavors. She certainly was a very enthusiastic addition to the bench for the Bandits and did a great job in her couple of years here, adding some late inning speed for the Black and Orange. Hager's 2-2 pitch is spoiled off by Z. White Sox have a 2-0 lead over Cleveland as they try to make it 2 in a row against the Tribe. The Yankees are trailing the Minnesota Twins, Eric, 3-0 in the fourth, as that's laced right back into the glove of Hager. What a stab.
Lauren Hager did a great job at positioning herself right in front of that Danielle Zimkowitz line drive to get the out. I have a feeling Coach Ford is going to get me later. Being a big Twins fan himself, I have a feeling he's definitely going to get me.
Well, I tell you what, Paul Molitor has certainly done a great job with the Twinkies. So here's the new addition to the Bandit lineup, Kylie Quico, a former Duck from Oregon who had a terrific debut last night. 1 for 2 with a 2-run home run and a sacrifice fly.
Certainly that move by Aaron Moore is paying off so far.
see Hager there just trying to keep the perspiration off the fingers and get the grip on the softball. And now let's see if they turn Kylie loose here with only one out and a 3-0 count. Brenna Moss on deck for the Bandits.
Big game for Brenna yesterday, having her first home run in the NPF. Sent it all the way to the right field bleachers.
Taking all the way is Quico. Keep in mind it'll be a 4-game run now for the Bandits and the Pride after the series finale tomorrow between these two ball clubs, as the Bandits will take Sunday off. Quico checks her swing on the 3-1. And they have another 3-2sports.com payoff pitch to the former Duck from Oregon. Quico will also get some action at first base for the black and orange. The purple and black tonight.
I'm sure Emily Allard and Tammy Williams enjoy those colors because their alma mater is purple. Northwestern Wildcats.
And the Bandits have done a great job of cultivating the local talent here. Patton, of course, down at third from DePaul. Zemkowitz from Champaign. Once again, another payoff here to Quico. And the let-up stays high, so a quality at bat there for Quico.
That's what Coach Mike Sturwald's looking for. He's looking for all his hitters to get quality at-bats, and Kegley Quico did just that right there. She was able to work the count full, and she didn't swing at anything that was out of her zone, and she worked a walk. Great at-bat by Kylie Quico.
So the former Bulldog from Fresno State, Brenna Moss, now will come to the plate. She was 1 for 3 in the ball game last night with that home run that Eric mentioned into the first row in right field. Moss coming in at 176 with 6 RBIs. Mainly a slap hitter, as Taylor playing her very shallow at third. She shortens up as if to bunt. Really had a lot of backward spin, and they're going to call Brenna Moss out on the play. And Mike Stewart wants to find out why. She may have left the batter's box there, Eric, and they called her out. So that put out will go to Watanabe, the catcher. Not quite sure how you score that one.
I'm going F2 and left early.
And a fister on the play over to Nadia Taylor, and she retires. Emily Allard to retire the side for the Bandits. So Hager is able to work over the one-out walk to Kylie Quico and retire the Bandits in inning number 2. So 2 innings in the books here at the ballpark at Rosemont. So far tonight, it's all Charge as they lead it by a score of 4-0. We'll head to the top of the third here on YouTube and ChicagoBandits.com. Thom and Brianna Cherry to face the rookie relief pitcher in tonight's game, Lacey Waldrop. Dr. Jackson and oral health care professionals have unmatched comprehensive family dentistry in the western suburbs. Richardson with her second consecutive line drive, and she's got to wonder what she needs to do to get a base hit. Maybe hit the ball away from Megan Blank.
Megan Blank, once again, positioning herself right in front of the ball to make the play. She didn't have to dive that time. I think Caitlin Richardson might be getting a little annoyed that she keeps on hitting it in Megan Blank's direction, and Megan Blank keeps on coming up with it.
Well, that first one certainly is a potential Diamond Sports play of the game. Beautiful let up there by Waldrop.
That was a nasty little pitch that kind of dropped right in there. Thom kind of flinched at it, but it still wound up being a strike.
Keep in mind the Bandits golf outing is coming up. Nice bunt, looked like it actually touched the player, and a great play by Amber Patton as she got it down to Danielle Zemkowitz covering first base for the 5-4 putout of Taylor Thom. Nicely done.
Amber Patton, once again, is always the reliable third baseman she has been for the Chicago Bandits. She's able to sprint over, come up with that ball, throw it sidearm, and is able to get that to Z for the second out. You're going to watch right here. She comes running in, and she had to whip that one in a hurry and is able to get the out.
Boy, Z really had to get the foot in there quickly on the speedy Thom. So Brianna Cherry, who scored on the 3-run home run by Mikey Kinney, as Kenny blasted that 3-run home run. Culminate that rally for the Charge in the second. That series against the USSSA Pride will start on Monday the 27th here at the ballpark. And get your tickets before they go, because we're certainly expecting great crowds for 7:05 starts on Monday and Tuesday night, the 27th and 28th next week here at the ballpark.
Those series have really been a treat.
Let up pitch is grounded. Great stab by Blank, and she cannot get to the bag in time, so Brianna Cherry is able to reach base for the second consecutive time tonight.
That was a great stab by Megan Blank. You're going to see her in the replay, but Danielle Zemkowitz should have gone over, knowing that Megan Blank would be caught off the bag. She got over there late, and Megan Blank was left all alone in the dust in trying to get to first base, and knowing that Brianna Cherry got there easily.
Either that or Lacey's got to get over there.
All in all, it was a miscommunication by the infield, by the pitcher and the second baseman.
So here's Mikey Kenny, who blasted that 3-run home run off of Gascoigne to give the Charge a little bit of breathing room in this one. Cherry's got good speed over at first base. The Charge on the season as a team has stolen 26 bases in 37 attempts. So they've done a pretty good job in that category. There goes the runners. There's a little pop fly. Going to be a tough play for Blank. It goes off her glove on the play. Jennifer McFalls is going to hold up Cherry at third base on the base hit off the bat there of Kenny. So runners on the corners now with 2 outs for Dallas.
Megan Blank once again thrown into a tough play there. It was a tough little popper. It would have been a bloop either way, even if Cervantes had gotten in there. But Megan Blank did a great job at tracking that ball down, but was unable to come up with it.
So the second hit of the inning for the Charge, their 7th of the evening. And that will now bring up Watanabe. Kazuki so far 0 for 1 with a ground out to Z. So big out now for Waldrop to try to keep her team in the ball game. It's been a little bit smaller strike zone tonight, but it's been consistent. And that's what you're looking for. Watanabe slashes at the 1-1. And now we've got Deuces Wild with 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs. Brianna Cherry, you had a look at her over at third base, coming from the same hometown and school as Miss Myers over at Akron.
We're starting to see a lot of these mid-major schools come to the MPF.
That's going to be a tough play for Amber. She goes to first base, and it's not going to be in time, so it's an infield single RBI off the bat of Kazuki Watanabe. Not really too much that number 12 could do on that one.
Amber Patton made a nice play on the ball, but Watanabe has that speed that she uses to get over to first base and then gets herself an infield RBI.
Cherry will score on the play for the 5th charge run, and that's a huge RBI off the bat of the Japanese star.
Bandits are in a little bit of trouble with this inning, also throughout that game, especially with 5-0 and Lauren Hager pitching the masterpiece she's pitching so far. The more runs you're going to give Lauren Hager, the more her confidence is going to grow.
So Renata Davis, who's reached base both times tonight, will stand in. Nice let up there by Waldrop for strike 1.
Waldrop's doing a great job at dropping those pitches in.
Sarah Moulton loosening up now in the Bandit bullpen. As there you get the numbers there on the former Wolfpack. Set all kinds of records.
There's also a personal story that the PR intern Eric Mueller covered about Sarah Moulton's lifestyle change, which was a very touching story.
Yeah, she came into training camp this year in much better shape.
Well, in the beginning, though, she had come in. She had really cut out all the sweets out of her diet in order to lose weight. At first, when she was trying to run, which she went running with Emily Allard, which is always hard to do. Now,
ground ball to T. Will. She'll go the short route for the force as Zimkowitz covers second base. So the force goes 6-4 to retire the side, but not before the Charge had their run. We'll continue with that story in the bottom half of the 3rd, Eric. So for the Dallas Charge, they pick up 1 run in the frame. They do so on 3 more base hits, or 2 more base hits. There were no banded errors, or check that, there was 1 banded error, and there were 2 runners left on base. We'll head to the bottom half of the 3rd inning of play. Certainly some work to do now for the home team as they trail the Dallas Charge by a score of 5-0 here on YouTube and ChicagoBandits.com.
Jerseys and are wearing tonight. You can do so right now on the golf course until the end of the game. Guess what? I got fever. And the only prescription is more capital. You can go to the merchandise trailer right now and get your very...
Bottom half of the 3rd inning here at the ballpark at Rosemont is brought to us by Kings Lanes, located right across the street at beautiful MB Financial Park in Rosemont. Work to do here for the purple-clad Bandits tonight. and they've got the part of the order to do it now with 2, 3, and 4 coming up against the tough former Gator Lauren Hager. It'll be Amber Patton, Tammy Williams, and Brittany Cervantes to face the right-hander.
Amber struck out the first time she was up.
That ball is fouled into the Charge bullpen. They must have ruled that an error on Megan Blank, Eric, in the inning previously, because they're saying that the Charge have only 7 hits. I had them with 2 in the first inning, 3 in the second, and then 2 in the third. So they must be ruling that because Blank got that ball in the glove, that was an error. So that actually makes that run unearned in the third.
It was a tough play. Not sure if I agree with the error call.
Now Amber picks up a base hit as it deflects off the glove of Hager into right field. Cherry will scoop it up and get it in quickly, so that's now 11 games in the last 12 that Amber Patton has reached safely via the base hit.
Again, Mike, is there anything Amber Patton can't hit?
Well, she is right now toying with the 400 mark on the year. We mentioned we talked to her yesterday. As there you get a good look at the former Gator from Florida, Lauren Hager. It's been staked to a 5-run lead. Tammy Williams now stands in. She fists that one down the line, and it will go out of the reach of Davis and Taylor.
So back to my story about Sarah Moulton. Well, before she came into Chicago when she was drafted, she had gone through some things. And then when she was drafted, she was away from home for the first time, away from her family, because she had decided to stay home in Minnesota and play for the Golden Gophers. And at first, when she tried to run with Emily Allard, she couldn't really last long, which at first I'm like, I don't blame her. And the most amazing thing happened. She started listening to her body.
Tammy Williams, and what a great play by Hager, and she gets the double play. Unbelievable play by the former Gator as she went to her right, stabbed it with the glove, and had the presence of mind to get it over to double off Patton at first base. There's the snow cone, and then Amber tries to get back, and they rule that she got doubled off the first base bag. What a play.
It was really a bang-bang play. Amber Patton got a little confused over there at what had happened. That's going to halt any momentum the Bandits may have had.
So Cervantes comes out now with the bases empty, and that certainly was a rally squelcher there.
So coming in at first, Moulton had started out at like 221 pounds, and then her goal was to get under 200. And then once she hit 200, she thought she could go down to 185, and she did. Her lowest wound up being 168 pounds.
It certainly has helped her with her endurance in the circle. Came off that terrific senior season with the Gophers, and then got off to a great start with a 6-0 record in the NPF her rookie season. Finished at 7-1, but knew that something was lacking in the game and went to the training regimen to get it done.
Now, according to Emily Allard, Moulton's running at a pace that Allard can't keep up with, which is amazing in and of itself.
3-0 count now to Brittany, and she'll take that one for the first strike. So a huge play there by Hager after they got the leadoff base hit off the bat of Amber Patton. The Pride have already won their game tonight, 6-4 against the Racers. And the 3-run pitch stays inside. So once again, Brittany Cervantes getting on base and creating some havoc for the opposition.
Terrific at bat by Brittany Cervantes. She was being really picky at what she was swinging at and was able to work a walk.
So Megan Blank, who was hit by a pitch, the first time up now, will stand in with 2 out. Fairly good speed aboard with Brittany. Boy, Hager is just slicing that outside corner to the left-handed hitter so far tonight.
She's really doing a great job at hitting her spot, and Watanabe's doing an equally great job at calling the game.
Only 2 hits so far off the rookie.
I remember the last time Lauren Hager was here at the ballpark in Rosemont, she was chased early.
Well, she certainly made the adjustment so far tonight.
She also has herself an RBI.
1-1 pitch catches the corner. Vicky Galasso on deck, hoping to get an opportunity to extend the inning here as the Bandits try to get off to Schneid. Some other groups in attendance tonight besides the Naperville Diamonds include the St. Charles girls softball team. The Evergreen Park Girls All-Stars are also with us tonight here at the ballpark, along with the Bloomingdale Blast. Welcome all the groups here tonight. And the former Hawkeye takes that one downstairs.
Had a nice conversation with Natalie Hernandez before the game about her mom. She's wearing a chain that says "Love you, Mom," that her dad had brought her to honor her mom.
Of course, losing her mom to cancer last year. Blank with a long fly ball to right, but playing her perfectly is Brianna Cherry. And she's able to put it away for out number 3. So the Bandits threaten, but a terrific defensive play by Lauren Hager doubles off Amber Patton off of first base and quells the threat for the Bandits. So in the inning for Chicago, no runs, 1 base hit, no charge errors, and with the double play, one man left on base. 3 innings in the book here at the ballpark at Rosemont. We'll head to the top of the 4th. Eric Katz will take over with play-by-play. The Dallas Charge taking charge in this one here as they lead it 5-0 on YouTube and ChicagoBandits.com. Waiting on that let up that time by Waldrop.
So this will bring up Nadia Taylor. So far tonight, Nadia Taylor is 0 for 2. She struck out. She also was robbed of a hit by Megan Blank on the nice diving stop.
The Charge are going to run for Hager over at first base. And that will be Valos coming into the ball game. She also appeared in the game last night.
5-0 in favor of the Dallas Charge. And it's 5-8-0 for them and 0-2-1 for the Bandits. The error came on a tough error call on Megan Blank when she was trying to get that looper. That one's fouled off in the general direction of the booth. 0-1.
Caroline, you need to get the glove over there to the right-hand side and pick that one out of the air. Come on.
It was a can of corn, Caroline. 0-2 now on Taylor. Out of all people you've seen play, Mike, because you've been with the Bandits for a little while, who would you say is your favorite Bandit of all time?
Wow, that's a great question.
Because you've certainly seen some great players pass through here. That one's line, and a great play by Emily Allard to get that line out. That's going to be the second out of the inning.
Well, of course, the most charismatic has to be Jenny Finch. As we see a look on this one, Allard got a great jump on this ball. Was able to keep it right in her sights. That's one of those knucklers that can come right at you and then at the last second spin away. She stayed right with it. Getting back to your question, it's really kind of a matter of what you're looking for in a softball player. You're looking for somebody with power, offensive power. You're looking for a defensive player. You're looking for somebody that's got charisma and versatility. Seen all kinds of different styles of play over the years. I think one of the steadiest players was Stacy May over at third base as she passed the torch to Amber Patton. Certainly Tammy Williams rates right up there with any of them.
Her numbers here in Chicago speak for themselves. And throw down to second base, and they're able to get the out on the stolen base attempt by Valos to retire the side. So the Charge managed to get one hit, which was a single by Lauren Hager. But no runs across the board. We head now to the Bandit half of the fourth inning, where the Dallas Charge still lead 4-0.
Welcome to the Amber Trademark Girls All Star.
A target board, and Lauren Hager's been hitting the bullseye almost every time.
Also defensively as well.
One-on-one to Galasso, who threw out Tori Vallow, stealing the base. Vicky Galasso is also showing that she too has that shotgun arm we've been talking about in a catcher. That one's shot, but foul.
Yeah, I was talking to Stu before the ball game about the fact that he'd been able to get the offensive production from Edwards and Galasso to replace Kristen Butler. Certainly hard to replace the leadership of a catcher that eventually goes on to become a head coach at the collegiate level, but nonetheless, to be able to pick up that kind of production from young players is certainly encouraging.
And Galasso goes down looking. That's the second strikeout of the night for Lauren Hager. And here comes Danielle Zimkowitz, who last time she lined out to Lauren Hager, and a shot up the middle, back to the circle, and Lauren Hager made the nice play. Lauren Hager so far has been doing it all tonight, Mike. An RBI, 2 strikeouts. The Bandits haven't scored a run yet.
Showing why she was the collegiate player of the year.
One-on-one now to Zimkowitz.
Now, if you're the Bandits right now, you got to just try to chip away at this lead.
That one's up in the air. And a nice catch by the left fielder. That was Mikey Kenny to make the out. At first, the shortstop, Renata Davis, was coming in on it, but Mikey Kenny called her off at the last second on the boot fly ball, and Kenny using that speed to get over there for the out.
Yeah, good communication there, as you mentioned, Eric, between the left field and the shortstop. We've seen a few collisions over the years on that situation, so good job there by Kenny to take control.
Here's Kylie Quico. This is her first official at-bat. She walked back in the second inning for one of the rare Bandit base runners. I noticed tonight, Mike, that Quico is actually wearing Alex Booker's old jersey.
Yeah, that's because it's the purple. She did have number 8 on in the orange last night, but with the change to the cancer awareness jerseys, it was probably a quick turnaround there.
One-on-one to Quico. I'd probably say so far, Mike, my favorite Bandit would probably have to be Amber Patton so far in the short time I've been here.
Well, she's a great ambassador for the game. There's no doubt about that.
That one's up in the air. Yamada settles under that, having to go backwards a little bit to retire Quico, and that retires the side. So no hits, no runs, and no errors as we head now to the top of the 5th inning. 5-0 in favor of the Dallas Charge. You're watching Chicago Bandits softball on YouTube and ChicagoBandits.com.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you come out to the ballpark on a regular basis, you know that our partnership charity is the less. And get what you can.
Welcome back to the ballpark here in Rosemont. 5-0 in favor of the Dallas Charge. And coming to bat now for the Dallas Charge is Caitlin Richardson. She's 0 for 2 tonight, lining out both times to Megan Blank. And let's head down to the dugout where Rachel Land will have a very special guest. Take it away, Rachel.
Hey there, Bandits fans. I'm Rachel Land here with Sammy Marshall. So glad that you could stop in and say hello, even though I kind of grabbed you and forced you to do that. Okay, so you're a local. You're not far from here. What's it like playing in a familiar area?
It's awesome. I went to a college close by too, so I constantly have teammates come in and out of these games, and my parents are season ticket holders, so they haven't missed a home game yet. They come to a lot of other games as well, like when we played the Slammers and Windy City. So having that home feel while still playing professional ball, it's definitely made this experience much better.
Yes, I spent some time with your mom yesterday, and we talked about you and how great you are and all of that. So just kind of tell us, what was the transition like for you? What made you really want to take your collegiate softball to the next level and play professionally?
Honestly, I didn't even know this was like, obviously a lot of these girls are from the Big Five conferences, and for me coming from Western Illinois, I didn't even know this was a thing, and then all of a sudden like, hey, people are thinking about you being drafted, and I guess the transition is just not taking it too big, keeping it small enough for where I'm at, not being overwhelmed by playing against Lauren Hager or like all the big names that you see in college. So me, it's just trying to stay composed and to just stay relaxed and realize that I am as good as them, which is why I'm here, and just take it day by day.
No, absolutely. Now, there's not a ton of time left in the season, but still a lot of games to play. What are your goals for the rest of the season?
As a team, we're looking to finish up on top of the league. Right now, we're on top of the Pride, and hopefully, if we can take care of business like we're supposed to, we will win the league and then the regular season, and then that'll be a nice catapult us into championships in August, and hopefully take a regular season and a championship season then.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so I always like to ask people, just for a fun Bandits fun fact, what is an interesting fact about yourself that you think people should know, that not a lot of people know?
I picked up the ukulele a couple years ago, and I learned how to play. I taught myself. It was almost like a joke, because there was, during Christmas time, there was a ukulele commercial, and my mom was like, I'm going to buy you one. And I'm like, okay, whatever. And she actually did. And to prove her wrong, I actually learned a few songs, so that way I can say that I could do it. So.
Oh, well, we might have to hear that soon. Well, thank you so much. I'm here with Sammy Marshall. Back to you. Thank you so much.
Rachel. And if you just missed it, Caitlin Richardson had a line drive single just over the head of the outstretched glove of Tammy Williams. And right now batting is Taylor Thom, and it's an 0-2 count on her right now.
The ukulele, we have to get Sammy to break that out one of these days.
And there's a swing and a miss for strike 3, so Taylor Thom goes down swinging. And that will bring up Brianna Cherry. In one official at bat, Cherry has a single, and she also eventually came around to score as part of the only run of the third inning. Maybe we can add to the broadcast, you know. People can mute us and listen to her play the ukulele.
Yeah, Sammy was sporting some real cool sneakers in the office after the game.
With the Bandits, there's always some mix of interesting personalities. You've got some of them with the style. You've got some of them with Emily Allard's Energizer Bunny energy. 0-1 to Cherry. 1 out and 1 on. That one's fouled on top of the booth, and it's 0-2 still to Brianna Cherry. Just off the plate, and it's going to be 1-2. 1-0 for the Charge, 0-2-1 for the Bandits. There's a shot. Tammy Williams gets under that one for the out.
Nice job there by T-Wall. She just ran to the spot first to make the grab. Chase Richardson back to the first base bag. So Lacey Waldrop continues a fine relief appearance here as she has come in here and shut down the Charge for the most part.
She's only given up that one run. And here's Mikey Kenny. Kenny, in one official at bat, has hit a home run, which drove in 3. She's also reached on an error, which was by Megan Blank. And it's 1-1.
Nesm Carriam along with Ron Herman checked in with us at YouTube earlier tonight.
One's fouled back, and it's 1-2. The reason, Mike, that Amber Patton is my favorite bandit is because she's always willing to talk, always willing to give me a quote, always willing to listen. She's also a great teacher of the game of softball. She knows a lot about the game from her years at DePaul and also here in Chicago. 1-2 to Kenny with 2 outs. And a great let-up pitch by Lacey Waldrop to get Mikey Kenny down on strikes. The Dallas Charge managed to get a single by Caitlin Richardson on first base, but can't do anything with it. We head now to the bottom of the 5th inning. 5-0 in favor of the Dallas Charge. You're watching Chicago Bandits softball on YouTube and ChicagoBandits.com.
Ballpark is brought to you by American Chartered Bank. Bank where the pros bank at American Chartered Bank. It's all Charge out here right now. They lead it 5-0. Out hitting the Bandits 9-2 tonight.
2 up for the Bandits is Brenna Moss, Emily Allard, and Amber Patton. And here is Brenna. Had a nice play out in left field earlier in the game on a fly ball by Lauren Hager, and she's able to get that one for the out.
Brenna was retired her first time up on kind of a weird play. Evidently she left the batter's box off the right side facing the pitcher here behind home plate and was called out by home plate umpire Bob Sells.
Swings and misses for strike 1. According to MLB.com, the Yankees are losing to the Minnesota Twins 5-0. And Mike, I have a feeling that Jaws is coming for me.
Well, you know, you dish it out, you got to take it.
There's a strike. Yeah, Aaron Moore's been telling me that lately. 0-2 now to Moss. There's a ground ball. Davis gets it over to first base in time for the out.
Well, Renata's showing a great arm there, a deep shortstop. Had some trouble with the glove earlier in the series, but you see that good plant there. She got her body around the softball, and a laser beam throw over to Richardson in time to get to Speedy Moss.
Here's Emily Allard. She's 1 for 2 tonight. She had a single back in the first inning and stole a base. Then eventually she popped out to the third baseman, Nadia Taylor. Takes that one outside for ball 2. For the Charge, 0-2-1 for the Bandits. There's a shot. And a beautiful catch by the left fielder. Once again, making the play is Mikey Kenny, doing it with the bat and doing it with the glove.
Yeah, she certainly has. A nice job of coming in on the fly ball earlier, and then this one, Allard was able to get good contact on the ball, but a good jump there by the former Red Raider from Texas Tech to make the play. Nicely done.
So here's Amber Patton. She is 1 for 2. She struck out in the first inning, and in the third inning had a single.
The ball went off the glove of Hager and then crossed up to second baseman Taylor Thom to give Patton her 11th game hit safely in the last 12 outings.
That one's fouled back, and it's 0-2.
But Hager's done a great job all evening long of getting ahead of the hitters.
She's also doing a great job at hitting her spots and finding the bullseye on the dartboard. 0-2 to Patton. That one's popped up. And that one's going to drop in for a hit. And so Amber Patton's going to get in at second base with her second hit of the evening.
Didn't try to do too much on that one, just make contact and lay it out there for the two-bagger. So the former Blue Demon picks up her 5th double of the campaign with that base hit there.
You're going to watch right here. Amber Patton slaps it like normal. Renata Davis got a great jump on it. She was going back and back, but she was unable to pull it in with her outstretched glove. And Amber Patton uses her speed to get over to second base with a double. Boy, what a year for Amber Patton. And here's Tammy Williams. So far, she is 0 for 2. It's fouled back.
Boy, Tammy wishes she had that one back.
She struck out. She also grounded out to that bizarre double play where she had a bunt pop-up, which was caught beautifully by Lauren Hager, and Amber Patton hesitated, and they apparently got her at first base on the bang-bang play. 0-1 on Williams. There's a ground ball. Davis gets it over in time for the out, and that will retire the side. So the Bandits pick up a hit, and Amber Patton gets over to second base, but can't do anything with it. We're heading out to the top of the 6th inning. 5-0 in favor of the Dallas Charge. You're watching Chicago Bandits softball on YouTube and ChicagoBandits.com.
Joe Heating and Cooling is striving to make our every service affordable and convenient. Deljo Heating and Cooling, the sponsor of our 6th inning here at the ballpark at Rosemont. Mike Knezovich, Eric Katz back with you here. We head to the top half of the 6th inning of play. The Dallas Charge in control right now, leading at 5-0. And we will have the bottom of the order with Kazuki Watanabe, and then back to the top of the order with Renata Davis and Ellie Yamada to face Lacey Waldrop, the former Seminole from Florida State, who's come in and did a nice job in relief of Michelle Gascoigne, who was shelled tonight. In an inning and a third, the former Sooner gave up 5 hits, 4 runs, and they were all earned tonight.
Tonight, Watanabe is 1 for 2. She grounded out to Z. She also had that infield single, which drove in a run.
Watanabe standing in now from the left-hand side. 5-9-0 for the Charge, 0-3-1 for the Bandits, and there's a nice chop shot over the head of Patton for a base hit. So Kazuki continuing to haunt her former teammates with her second hit and 3 trips to the plate.
Charge are doing a great job at putting the ball in all kinds of places, and the Bandits have been unable to field it.
In that win for the Pride over the Charge, Natasha Wiley continuing her fine play with 2 for 3 in the game. Got the average up to 365 on the season. Actually now overtaken Kelly Kretschmann in that category. Megan Wiggins with a couple more RBIs. And as we mentioned earlier, Gianna Di Salvatore with a 2-run home run, which got the Pride out early in that game. Fielded by Waldrop, and she's prone, and she ends up throwing it on the ground. Z picks it up and will control things in the middle of the field, but good base running there by Watanabe to go from first to third on the infield single.
That was a perfectly placed bunt. Lacey Waldrop kind of stumbled on it, and as she was falling down, kind of threw the ball down a little bit, and Watanabe on a great awareness play as the ball was kind of thrown on the ground, and Watanabe used that terrific speed to get over to third.
Yeah, I think Lacey was wanted to make sure she wasn't going to throw the ball away there. She knew she didn't have any chance to get to Speedy Davis and kind of held the ball back, and it ended up going out of her hand on the ground. So a good start here for the Charge in their half of the 6th with runners on the corners and nobody out. They've now put up 11 hits on the board, and now Ellie Yamada, who's had one of those 11, will stand in.
It's been a tough night for the Bandits overall, hitting and pitching wise.
In the Pride win, Ricketts gets the win. She's now 7-2 on the year. 9 strikeouts against only 1 walks in a 108 pitch performance tonight. Yamada with a fly ball to center field. It's going to be tough for Emily to throw out the runner at home, and she ends up overthrowing the cutoff person there in Williams, and that allows the runner to tag up and move into scoring position from first to second.
I think Emily Allard on that play wanted to get the ball to home and try and get Kazuki Watanabe.
So Yamada now ends up in double digits as far as RBIs on the season. And that increases the lead now to 6-0. Lauren Hager's had just a terrific day overall. She's certainly a candidate for our Boomba player of the ball game. 2 for 3 with an RBI. Last time we saw her here at Chicago, the average was down in the 190s, and now she's flirting with the 250 level.
She's really starting to figure out the MPF. It's been a process for her this season, but she's really starting to figure it out.
Hard ground ball. Amber Patton is able to get the runner hung up between first and second and then make the... Oh, they say that it is safe at second base on a leaping tag there on the base. And Mike Stewart is going to come out, and he is going to beg to differ on that call. Let's watch it again. Amber Patton was able to run down the runner there between first and second and Davis. She elected to go ahead and go after the runner and make the tag herself. And I tell you what, that's a tough call there. It looked like she made the reach for the back, and I think she actually missed on the first swipe. So they do rule that Davis was able to get back to the second base bag. It will be a fielder's choice for Lauren Hager.
I tell you tonight, on that call, the Boo Birds definitely came flying in. You can really hear them all the way up here.
Well, it certainly looked like she was able to make the tag in time, in real time, but going back to the replay may have confirmed that once again the men in black and gray made the right call.
I think you're right. I mean, when you watch it in slow motion, it gives you a different angle on it, and it actually gives you it more accurately than in real time. Because Watanabe was stretching back there as Amber Patton decides to run her back to second base. But to Amber Patton, to play a little bit of a devil's advocate here, Mike, she should have thrown it back and got her in a rundown if they really wanted to get her at second base.
Yeah, she had the angle on her to move her back to the base. Of course, the rule is you don't want to run the runner to the base that advances her from one to the other to the next base. But Amber did the right thing of getting her back towards second, but couldn't quite make the out. That ball is hit right towards us here over the screen.
For a moment there at my angle, I thought it was heading toward us.
I love the little ribbon there with the softball on one of the fans. Taylor in the game so far is 0 for 3. And the 2-1 pitch is just a little bit off the corner. Sarah Pauly took the loss, a rare one for her this year, against her former teammates as she fell now to 8-3 on the year.
But going back to that one play with Amber Patton, I mean, she did a right thing by chasing her back to second base, but what could have gone better is she could have tried and close the window, kind of throw it back and forth, because eventually that window is going to close. If she would have done that, they maybe would have been able to get the out, because eventually that window will close, and eventually you're going to be caught in a place where you can't really go back.
Here's the 3and2sports.com payoff, and they ring her up with strike 3.
Huge strikeout for Lacey Waldrop right there. That definitely has to be a confidence booster considering the events that ensued.
That's a Cole Construction strikeout, the best in-class provider of commercial carpentry, drywall, plastering, acoustical ceilings, and much more, and that's Cole Construction. So Caitlin Richardson with that 329 mark coming in will stand in, and she's 1 for 3 tonight. Runner still on first and second. And Waldrop right now just trying to bear down and keep the Bandits within striking distance.
The Bandits want to make a comeback. They really have to hold the Dallas Charge here and get runners on base and get the quality at bats they need in order to make things happen.
Bouncer on the play over to Z, and she'll just go with the quick flip over to T-Will to retire the Charge. But they are able to add to the lead here in their half of the 6th inning of play as they pick up 1 run. They do so on 2 base hits. There was a sacrifice fly RBI. There was 1 error that was on Lacey Waldrop on the throw, and 2 runners left on base. So the Charge have left 8 runners on here in 6 innings of offensive softball. It'll be Cervantes, Blank, and Galasso to face the right-handed slants of Lauren Hager. But so far tonight, it's all Charge as Dallas leads it over Chicago 6-0 here on YouTube and ChicagoBandits.com.
59112. If you are the winner, head on
Global Security Work is the home of today's worldwide security service and investigations. Screaming answers as well as peace of mind, securing answers and peace of mind is Global Security Group. Mike Konezovich, Aircats back with the ears. We head to the Bandit half of the 6th inning of play. The charge of out hit the Bandits 11-3. The big blow so far in the game, the 3-run home run by Mikey Kinney back in the 2nd inning, and also a couple of fine defensive plays from the rookie, Lauren Hager. In that Akron loss to the Pride, Narissa Myers 1 for 3 with an RBI. She's got the average over 300 now on the season. Jill Barrett continuing to have a terrific year at 322 on the season. Pauly ends up working 4 1/3 innings as she takes the loss. Gave up 6 runs, 5 of which were earned in the ball game.
Sarah Pauly having a fine comeback here overall.
Cervantes has reached both times on walks tonight. And she tries to bunt it in the air, but it's right at the first baseman Richardson for out number 1.
Not a very good bunt by Cervantes. I mean, I get the idea where she's trying to catch the Dallas Chard off guard and not expecting her to bunt, but it was just a terrible bunt. It was bunted right at the first baseman, Caitlin Richardson, and Caitlin Richardson was able to put that softer away.
So Megan Blank now will come to the plate. Coming off the 3 for 3 evening last night, she was hit by a pitch in the first, and she flew out to the right fielder Cherry in the 3rd. Pride out hit the Racers in that game 9-6 tonight with a big 4-run 5th inning. And that's the mark of a champion, when you get 4 runs scored on you in the top half of the frame and you come right back and put a 4 spot to retake the lead. Well, Andrea Duran will certainly be a top candidate for Player of the Week as Blank fouls that one off towards the Charge bullpen. Tonight she cooled off a little bit, only went 1 for 3. But she's got 18 RBIs now in the season after a terrific week of softball, including a grand slam.
She's definitely one of the better power hitters in the league today.
1-1 count. And the former Hawkeye is now in the hole. Thanks again to everybody for checking in with us. It's streaming at ChicagoBandits.com tonight. Megan with a ground ball to Davis. Long throw to first base, and she gets her in time.
Terrific play by Renata Davis. She had to lean over to make that play, but she's able to get Megan Blank out.
Davis has been very busy from her shortstop position tonight. She's retired both Tammy Williams as well as Blank, along with Moss, all speedy runners from the left-hand side. So Vicky Galasso now, the rookie, will stand in. She's 0 for 2 with a strikeout looking.
Davis is doing a great job tonight, not over-aggressively going after the ball and going to the wrong side. That was the issue she had yesterday.
Hager now has 3 strikeouts in the game and 2 walks. The big play, of course, was the big catch off the bat of Tammy Williams. A check that on Yeah, off the bat of Williams on the double play when she caught it and doubled off Patton, who had led off the inning with a base hit back in the third. So 2 balls and a strike with 2 outs here in the Bandits' 6th. As the Dallas Charge try to even this series up and, more importantly, inch their way closer to third place behind the Akron Racers. Charge certainly within striking distance of picking up the 3rd spot in the league as the Racers lost tonight to the Pride. Glasso in the driver's seat here with a 3-1 hitters count. Got a good swing on the ball. Davis with the long throw, and it pulls Richardson off the bag, and that'll be an infield base hit for Vicky Glasso.
Great hustle by Vicky Glasso, but you gotta give Davis the credit that she deserves on that play. She had to lean over and make a nice play. She's been doing that a lot tonight. You're gonna watch here. It's a ground ball way to the left side. Davis does a great job at fielding it, but unfortunately wasn't able to get the throw in, and it pulled Richardson off the bag.
You know, when you've got your momentum heading towards the third base bag, it's very difficult to put the brakes on and then throw across your body all the way across the diamond. We've seen Tammy Williams make that play before. Not an easy one to do, that's for sure.
Especially coming for a rookie.
So the Bandits have a base runner here, trying to at least break the shutout here of Lauren Hager. And Z with a good swing on that one, and now she's in the hole. 0 for 2 for the former Fighting Illini tonight, including another one of those line drives back up the box that Hager was able to stab. Bandits trying to give this big crowd here tonight something to cheer about. Line drive goes off the glove of Taylor, and they're still able to get a chance on the force, but the ball gets away from the second baseman, Don. So the Bandits still in business here in their half of the 6th.
Chicago Bandits just continuing to fight. You're going to see here, it was another nice pitch by Lauren Hager, and Danielle Zimkowitz took advantage of it being in the zone and just slapped it as it was knocked down by the third baseman, Nadia Taylor. But Renata Davis had a nice backup on the play as the Bandits still seem to have a little bit of life left, Mike.
Well, they're not going to quit, that's for sure. So that gives an opportunity for the newly acquired Kylie Quico. She certainly has the power to make this game interesting.
She hits a home run, the Bandits are right back in it.
Bottom of the 6th, a 6-run deficit for the home team. Quico so far 0 for 1 tonight.
So Mike, what do you think of the Baseball Hall of Fame class this season?
Well, you know, it's the hall is always, the vote is always interesting. Of course, you also have the specter of the Pete Rose situation still hanging over things. Quico hits that one right up the elevator shaft. Watanabe calls for it, and she missed it, and that's going to allow a run to come home, and that gives the Bandits a little bit of life here. Miscommunication there between Watanabe and the third baseman. And that gives the Bandits now runners on the corners. That's going to be ruled an error on Watanabe. And that will allow the runner, Vicky Glasso, to come in and break the shutout.
I thought that Quico got in the way of Kazuki Watanabe for the moment. But Kylie Quico doing a great job at hustling and not assuming that it'd be a can of corn out. So the Bandits seemingly have some new life in them.
Main thing you got to do is try to get that tying run to the plate, but right now it's going to be Taylor Edwards coming in to pinch hit for Brenna Moss. So a huge defensive lapse for the Charge here has given the Bandits some new life. They got to rule that an error and put that on the scoreboard.
Taylor Edwards also has the power to make it interesting.
Yes, she does.
Originally had the night off tonight to allow Galasso to get some time in. She caught.
Getting back to your question, Eric, certainly a very balanced class with Craig Biggio, Randy Johnson, Pedro Martinez, and John Smoltz. 3 of the 4 being pitchers.
I was glad Biggio finally got his due. Had an excellent career with the Astros. Randy Johnson, definitely a great choice.
So the Charge given some new life here on a defensive lapse by the Dallas Charge, and the Bandits right now trying to take advantage of it and keep the inning alive. Emily Allard is on deck. So the former Cornhusker from Nebraska takes it a little bit outside, but it catches the corner for strike 1. Taylor hitting at .261 on the season. She's gone yard 5 times with 16 RBIs. And that one also catches the corner, so Hager right now zeroing in on the black on the powerful Taylor Edwards.
Taylor Edwards really needs to be aggressive here, especially with an 0-2 count. She needs to swing at anything close.
A.J. Andrews running for Quico at first. That ball's laced over the head of the third baseman. Then to the corner it goes. Andrews is going to try to score. She overran the bag on the play, and now they've got her in a rundown, and they end up tagging her out for the 3rd out of the inning. So a big defensive lapse there by Andrews as she came across the third base bag. A great job on the cutoff there to be able to get her between third and home and end up quelling the Bandit threat. As there you see the ball laced over the head of Nadia Taylor, but Mikey Kinney with a great job of getting to the ball and getting it into the infield on the play, and actually she overthrew the cutoff person there, and it ended up working out perfectly as A.J. Andrews was not able to elude the tag there of Nadia Taylor. So Edwards picks up the RBI double with that base hit to cut the lead to 6-2, but a potential rally to get the Bandits right back in it is quelled on the putout of Andrews. So we will head to the 7th inning of play. The Bandits still trying to scratch and claw, but they trail it by 4 now, 6-2 on YouTube and ChicagoBandits.com. Heading now to the top half of the 7th inning here at the ballpark at Rosemont. 6-2 lead for the Dallas Charge. It'll be Taylor Thom, Brianna Cherry, and Mikey Kinney to face Lacey Waldrop, who's pitched a whale of a game in relief for Michelle Gascoigne.
Lacey Waldrop's done a great job at putting out the fire for the most part.
And that was a situation there with the overthrow of the cutoff person in shallow left field worked out for the best for the Charge. What a great job by Kenny to slide to that ball and cut the ball off before it started rattling into the corner. Andrews scores there. It's a 6-3 game, and then the Bandits have 2 runners in scoring position. So that's a huge play in the ball game for the Charge.
Charger once again doing it with the gloves and doing it with the bat. That was another example where defense in this game has paid off for the Dallas Charge. They definitely improved from yesterday.
Yeah, they had that bad series finale defensively as well against the Racers. Taylor in the game is 1 for 3. She tripled and scored in the second. Charge have now hit the Bandits 11-6, have outscored them 6-2. And the 2-2 pitch is swung on and missed by Taylor Thom.
Lacey Waldrop's job right now is to keep the fire put out and have the Bandits have a possible rally with their last strikes are on them in the 7th inning. But Lacey Waldrop tonight has done an excellent job in relief trying to maintain the damage.
4 strikeouts now for the former Seminole against only 1 walk. She came in after Michelle Gascoigne gave up 4 early runs to the Charge in only an inning and a third of work.
Someone who's been doing a great job in their first full year as a pitcher is Kirsten Burden. Has that ERA in the middle ones.
Yeah, I have a feeling that she'll be in the circle tomorrow. Unless the Bandits decide to come right back with Monica with the off day on Sunday, but I can't imagine them doing that with the big Pride Series coming up Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Good take there by Cherry. Brianna so far in the game is 1 for 2 officially with a walk and a run scored.
I've got a feeling, Mike, that during the Pride Series we might see for the first time Kat Osterman go up against Monica Abbott.
1-2 pitch is grounded off the glove of Waldrop. Tammy can't make the play on it. And we'll see if they'll call that a base hit. And they do. 12 hits now in the game for the visitors. So the White Sox, with their second consecutive impressive win over the Tribe in Cleveland, finally scored some runs for Quintana. 6-0 win for the Pale Hose in that one. Tough play now for Amber Patton. She throws it over, and they beat the throw to first base. So that'll be a bunt single for Mikey Kenny, and put 2 more runners on.
Amber Patton made a nice jump on the ball and got the ball over there. You're going to watch here in the replay, it was a beautiful bunt by Mikey Kenny. Amber Patton barehands that, throws it to her side, and it appears as though Kenny beat that one out.
Oh, yeah. Good call by Eric Manley down at first. Beat it by a good step. So 2 runners on again as the Charge now playing a little bit of small ball on the Bandits, and that'll bring up Kazuki Watanabe.
Watanabe has definitely seen the ball well tonight.
2 for 3 for the Japanese star, including an RBI. That was a big infield single she had back in the 3rd, which drove in Cherry. That was a 2-out infield RBI single. Both Patton and Blank inching up at 3rd and 1st respectively.
Waldrop needs a strikeout here, or at least an out.
Lacey now entering her 6th inning of work here this evening. Some of the other groups out here tonight, the Roselle Rampage. Also the Antioch Junior Seacoits. The McHenry Junior Warriors out here tonight, along with the Lockport Pride. Watanabe hits the 1-2 up to Z. Quick throw to first. Nicely done by the former Fighting Illini.
Great play by Danielle Zimkowicz. She had to come running over to that chopper by Watanabe, but she does a great job at setting herself up and getting the throw over quickly for the out.
Kazuki's able to move those runners over into scoring position. So this becomes a huge at-bat now for Renata Davis with first base open. Also, we want to thank the Blue Wave Fast Pitch Club for checking in with us. C-Spar also in the crowd tonight. The Minnesota Renegades 2001 group out here tonight. The Silver Lining Foundation, one of the cancer groups out here tonight.
I'm surprised that they don't put Renata Davis on base because she has 2 hits tonight, and that would set them up to face Ari Yamada, who has a hit tonight, but she also has an RBI, which was a fly out to Emily Allard.
I think it's pick your poison at this point with the top of the order up there. Dallas Charge have now pounded out 13 hits tonight. They lead it 6-2, 2 outs now in the top of the 7th. It's up to Lacey Waldrop to try to hold the Charge down as there's no action in the Bandit bullpen. 6-13-1 now for the Charge, 2-6-2 for the Bandits. Davis slashes at the 2-1 and fouls it away, so deuces are wild now. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Here in the Charge 7th. Looking ahead to the Bandit half of the 7th, they'll have the top of the order with Allard, Patton, and Williams to face Lauren Hager. And we'll have a 3and2sports.com payoff. You don't want to give in here to Renata Davis.
Just caused all kinds of trouble here tonight.
League leading 10th double of the season to lead off the game.
The Rookie of the Year race vote should be interesting also, between her, Shelby Penley, and others, just to name a few. Shelby Penley's also having a fine year for the Pride.
Yes, she is.
In her first game of the season, she took off running. She went 4 for 4 that night and hadn't looked back since.
Zimkowicz is playing deep at second base, right on the fringe of the outfield turf. So let's see what the approach is going to be with first base open and Yamada on deck. Laced into left field past Williams for a base hit. 1 run scores. Here comes the second run in on a bad throw, and that's going to allow the runner to go all the way to third base on another Bandit error. So a 2-run RBI base hit off the bat of Renata Davis, and that could be the dagger.
You're going to see here Renata Davis got that one right in the money. Went right past Tammy Williams. A.J. Andrews kind of fumbled with it for a little bit and then threw it way to the left. And that allowed Davis to get over to third base on the error. So that's 3 errors tonight.
Yeah, and the Bandits came in with by far the best fielding percentage in the league. But defensively, the wheels have fallen off the apple cart tonight. So 2 in, 2 out. Davis at third base now for Ellie Yamada. See Scott Kazmir coming in and paying dividends right off the get-go for the Astros. Allowed only 3 hits and 7 innings of work tonight in his first appearance for Houston.
It's been a nice comeback story for Scott Kazmir. After the great year with the Rays, he kind of floated around for a little bit and wasn't really pitching that well. I think at one point he was demoted to AAA, but now he seems to have found his groove with the Oakland A's and the Houston Astros.
Anytime you can throw strikes and you're left-handed, you got a job in the major leagues.
Chris Sale has proved that.
One and two now to Ellie. So the Charge have put up a couple of multiple run innings tonight in the second as well as in the seventh. And Yamada stays alive, and that one hurt.
One thing I've noticed Kazuki Watanabe and Ari Yamada do after every game is they actually practice. Even after playing a full game, they actually practice each other hitting the ball.
They love the game, no doubt about that. 2 balls, 2 strikes. 2 outs here in the seventh. And Yamada forces the count full.
Still a pretty barren bullpen over there. Looks like they're leaving it up to Waldrop.
So here's a 3-2sports.com payoff here. And that ball is grounded foul, and Blank will go ahead and keep it that way. Jose Quintana with a 7-hit shutout, striking out 8 and walking none as he outdueled the ace of the Tribe staff, Corey Kluber, tonight. Alexi Ramirez starting to wake up a little bit offensively. Had the big home run last night and 3 hits and 2 RBIs tonight.
Jose Abreu seems to have found his power stroke also.
And the 3-2 pitch is laced over the head of Tammy Williams for another RBI base hit. So the Charge just doing a great hitting approach here, taking it the other way. And Yamada picks up her 2nd hit tonight.
Great hit by Ari Yamada. They're really waiting back on those off-speed pitches. Lacey Waldrop at the first was getting them all night with those. Right in the zone, Ari Yamada just takes it the other way.
Boy, T-Will almost was able to pull that one right out of the air. Mike Stewart is going to come out right now. And it looks like he's going to make a change. So nice performance for Lacey Waldrop tonight. And coming into the circle now is going to be Sarah Moulton, number 9.
A tough night all around for the Bandits, both on defense, offense a little bit, and also pitching. But give Lacey Waldrop credit for putting out the fire for the most part up to this point.
So Sarah Moulton will come into the circle now for Chicago. On the season, Sarah has a record of 3-1, a 4.93 earned run average in 27 innings pitched. She's given up 39 hits, 19 runs, all of which have been earned. She's walked 16 and struck out 20. So Lacey Waldrop did a great job out of the bullpen, but finally ran out of gas here in the 7th. She ended up working 5 1/3 innings tonight. She gave up 10 hits And so far, 5 runs. But the Bandits' defense has let them down a little bit tonight with 3 errors. Hager so far tonight is 2 for 4 with an RBI. Now the Chargers certainly rebounded from that perfect game that was thrown at them. We've had multiple players get those foul tips going right off the instep.
Having it come off your foot or anywhere on your body is always painful because of the spin when it comes right back at you. It kind of hits you like a bullet.
And the 1-1 pitch to the former Gator stays outside. It's now 8-0 Minnesota over New York.
Oh boy. I think also Torrey Hunter had a home run in that game.
Now you get a good look at the former Golden Gopher who really just broke all kinds of records up in St. Paul, Minneapolis. Trying to continue success in the NPF. Deuces are wild for Hager. Grounded sharply. Nice play by T. Will. She goes the short way over to Z to retire the side. So Hager reaches for the second consecutive time on a fielder's choice. But the damage is done by the Charge here in the 7th as they put up another 3 spot. They do so on 4 base hits. There was 1 banded error and 1 runner left on base. Roll ahead to the bottom half of the 7th. We need a touchdown and an extra point to tie it up as the Charge lead this one 9-2 here on YouTube and ChicagoBandits.com. The 2015 National Pro Fast Pitch Championship Series will be held in Hoover, Alabama, August the 14th through the 18th at Hoover Metropolitan Stadium. Get your tickets online at profastpitch.com. Lots of great events and great ticket packages. That's profastpitch.com. We head to the Bandits half of the 7th here. They trail it by 7. It'll be the top of the order with Allard, Patton, and Williams to face. Lauren Hager is looking for a complete game victory tonight. Hot smash will go off the glove of Taylor, and that'll be a base hit for the former Wildcat, her second of the evening.
Terrific aggression by Emily Allard. She swung at the first pitch that Lauren Hager had given her, and she's able to slap it down and get it off the glove of the third baseman, Nadia Taylor, in order to get the out.
Keep in mind that the Chicago Bandits end of the year banquet will be taking place on Friday, August the 7th. It'll be at 6 p.m. over at the Hyatt Regency O'Hare. And during that particular event, as Patton fouls that one back, They will be naming the overall player of the year for the Chicago Bandits, the offensive player of the year, the defensive player of the year, pitcher of the year, rookie of the year, and the Laura Harms Award for the best personable individual on the team. So that's Friday, the 7th of August, 6 o'clock at the Hyatt Regency O'Hare.
Have you been to that event?
You know, I've been to a few of them with the Bandits, but I have not been able to make that one. Usually that's right around the time when I'm starting my duties in Northwest Indiana. But one of these years I would like to make that because I understand it's a very fun evening and a great opportunity to recognize the top performances of the season.
Have you cast your vote?
Well, I tell you what, there's some certain candidates. Obviously, Tammy Williams would be right up there with Defensive Player of the Year. Only one error all year. You can't do much better than that at shortstop. Patton with a line drive. Yamada on her horse, and she makes the grab.
Terrific track down the ball by Ari Yamada. She went right after that one on a nice hit by Amber Patton.
The ball kind of came in on the fist of Amber there.
Ari Yamada did a nice job of tracking that one down.
She's got great range in center field. So 1 out now to T-Will. Tammy on the evening is 0 for 3. She's had some good hacks up there, but still a little bit frustrated with trying to catch up to that 72-mile-an-hour heater by the rookie.
Having a hard time with deciding the offensive player of the year for the Bandits between Cervantes and also Amber Patton. One thing learning about softball in Japan, Mike, is it's actually a 9-to-5 job. They actually are more fans of defense. Americans really like the offense, but they really like defense over there. They focus a lot more on defense. They also focus on a lot more of details of the game that you typically wouldn't see.
Yeah, they also, of course, emphasize the discipline and the regimentation of the training.
Sounds like you have to have a pretty strong work ethic to go and play out there.
Yeah, you're not going to have those particular areas of your game fall off when you go play in Japan, that's for sure. Here's the 0-2 pitch now to T-Will. Good job of holding off on that high-hard one. Well, it's right now all in the hands of Lauren Hager. She's got a 7-run lead. 6 1/3 innings of work so far. And did that hit her? No, they're going to say it went off the bat foul. Hager right now is shooting for her 5th complete game of the season. It's been a nice battle between a veteran and Williams and a rookie in Lauren Hager tonight.
I'm wondering if Coach Thorwald's going to try and send Emily Howard loose.
Slap down on the plate. Davis with a nice flip, and they're going to turn it almost. Boy, Renata Davis flashing the leather tonight, getting back to her true form after she struggled earlier in this series.
You're going to see her in this replay. Tammy Williams smacks it right toward Davis. She throws it over to second base. And let's see how close it was. And I believe Tammy Williams just beat it by a step. So it was a bang-bang play there, but Renata Davis has done a great job at rebounding from her off-defensive game yesterday.
Taylor Thom with a good job of trying to turn that one. So the Bandits now are down to their last out. Brittany Cervantes is 0 for 1 tonight. So tomorrow's action will begin again at 7:35. We'll have pregame coverage at about 7:25 tomorrow night. And we're looking for a potential matchup between Kirsten Verdon and possibly Morgan Mello or Jolene Henderson for the Charge.
I'm kind of wondering why Jolene Henderson didn't pitch in this particular game. She was slated to pitch until they decided to go with Lauren Hager at the very last second. I'm kind of curious to see why.
Certainly was a good move for Jennifer McFalls and the Dallas Charge tonight.
Indeed it was.
2 balls and a strike to Double Deuce. Cervantes goes right with the pitch, but that one's going to land foul. And now the Bandits are down to their last bullet as again we've got the true Deuces Wild on the scoreboard. Number 22 with 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs. The Charge with 1 in the first, 3 in the second, 1 in the third, 1 in the sixth, and 3 in the seventh tonight. 2-2 pitch by Brittany, and she fouls it off.
As you've noticed, the Bandits' bases tonight are pink. That's to make aware of Cancer Awareness Night, honoring those who are either fighting the disease or have died of the disease.
The National Ovarian Cancer Coalition was also out here tonight. So 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here to Double Deuce. Brittany Cervantes. Hager's pitch, and Brittany's not going to give up out there. She's fighting.
Cervantes doing a great job at making Lauren Hager work.
Charge about hit the Bandits 15-7 tonight. And another 2-2 is swung on and missed, and Lauren Hager finishes the game with a flash as she strikes out the home run and RBI leader in the NPF, Brittany Cervantes. So in the inning for the Bandits, no runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 runner left on base. So high fives for the visitors out here tonight, and well-deserved victory for the Dallas Charge as they win this one by a score of 9-2, Eric Katz, and just too much Lauren Hager tonight.
Too much Lauren Hager indeed, Mike, but also what's going to be overshadowed by Lauren Hager's performance is also the defensive lapses the Bandits had both on the base path and also in the field. The Bandits tonight, their fielding just wasn't there. I mean, Lauren Hager was pitching a fine game tonight indeed, despite being thrown in at the last second, but the Bandits really did a poor job on defense.
So with the loss now, the Bandits fall to 23-11. The Pride won their ball game tonight, so they improved to 27-10. So the Bandits now trail the Pride by 2.5 games, still only 1 in the loss column. And let's take a look now at our final totals brought to us by Combat Sports. Your advantage is in our DNA. Experience Maxima, 40% larger hitting surface than the closest competitor. For the Charge, 9 runs, 15 hits, 1 error. Lauren Hager will pick up the win. She improves now to 5-5 on the season. The Charge in the ball game end up stranding a total of 9 runners in the ball game. For the Chicago Bandits, 2 runs, 7 hits, an uncharacteristic 3 errors, and the loss goes to Michelle Gascoigne. She only got through an inning and a third tonight as the Charge came out on fire offensively. And for Michelle Gascoigne, her record now falls to 4-3. So obviously a disappointment to the big crowd out here tonight, Eric Katz, but you got to tip your cap to the former Gator, Lauren Hager.
Lauren Hager was just on her game all game long. She was hitting her spots. She was hitting the target placed in there by Kazuki Watanabe. Her stuff was just on it. She was also on it with the bat also, and with the glove on that one double play. So, but she practically pitched. I wouldn't call it a perfect game because that would mean no runs and no hits and no errors, but she pitched a magnificent game for the Dallas Charge.
Time now to have our Diamond Sports play of the ball game, and Eric, I certainly have to vote for the diving grab by Megan Blank over there at first base as being a potential candidate.
I'm going to agree with you on that one because that was a fine defensive play by Megan Blank. It was a shot right through the gap, but Megan Blank just dove in there like a wide receiver to make that play.
So our Diamond Sports play of the game is the diving catch by Megan Blank over at first base earlier in the game when the Bandits were right in it. And Diamond Sports is the official softball of the NPF. Progressive design plus advanced technology equals unparalleled performance. And I think that, Eric, we can pretty much agree on our Boomba player of the game tonight. And it's going to be number 17 for the Dallas Charge, Lauren Hager.
We can definitely agree on that. She was doing it with the bat, had an RBI tonight. She was also doing it with the pitching, and she also did it with the defense.
We're going to show you a replay of that Diamond Sports play of the ball game. And here is that also a ball deflected over to Renata Davis. But earlier, Megan Blank with that diving grab, getting us our Diamond Sports play of the game. But our Boomba player of the game tonight is going to be Lauren Hager. Boomba is the official supplier for National Pro Fast Pitch Authentic Team uniforms. And here again is that diving grab by Megan Blank, Eric, and it doesn't get much better than that.
That was a sparkling defensive play, probably the only sparkling defensive play we saw of the evening for the Bandits, as Megan Blank tonight was definitely doing with the glove. She had a tough error called on her in the game, but she did a great job there of robbing Caitlin Richardson of a base hit and actually saved some runs for the Bandits.
So our Boomba player of the game is Lauren Hager, the official supplier for National Pro Fast Pitch Authentic Team uniforms is a Boomba. They also provide training apparel and replica sportswear. So the rubber game of the three-game series, Eric, will be tomorrow night, and we anticipate Kirsten Verdon being in the circle for Chicago, possibly Jolene Henderson for the visitors, the Dallas Charge, and should be a great battle out here. The Charge split their series the last time against the Akron Racers, and they're putting up a little bit of a fight here against the Black and Orange.
They're showing that they can compete, that they're not going to be the pushovers of the NPF. They're also having some fight with them. They're also doing a great job at staying in ball games. They also did a great job on jumping on Michelle Gascoigne early. That was one of the keys of the game, was to get to Michelle Gascoigne early, and that was what they did.
So, as we mentioned, our coverage tomorrow night will begin at 7:25 with our pregame coverage. First pitch at 7:35 tomorrow night. And then we'll take Sunday off, and then CBS Sports Network is going to come in here and do the games against the USSSA Pride on Monday and Tuesday of next week. And then on Wednesday and Thursday, the teams will then go down to Peoria and play a couple quote-unquote home games for the USSSA Pride, who've been kind of traveling minstrels this year, playing multiple games in different sites. But they've been able to be road warriors this season right now, Eric, with that league-leading mark of 27-10.
The Pride are just showing what the Pride have been able to do. They're showing us why that they're the defending champions of the NPF. And despite going on so many road trips, not really being able to play at home in Florida, they're showing why that they can still compete on the road, and they are still very much a force in the NPF, despite losing people like Caitlin Lowe.
Well, special thanks go out to our Beacon Academy crew for a job well done out here this evening. Bilal Mohammed producing, Ronnie Capuzzo directing the ball game here tonight, Caroline Moeller on graphics. Also, thanks go to camera people Rebecca Pasteris, along with Sarah Mogatich, Brendan Culleton, and Max Arnold also helping us out in the ball game out here tonight. And right now they're getting set for running the bases out here tonight with the various groups out here at the ballpark at Rosemont. Again, we'll be right back with you here tomorrow night at 7:25 with the pregame 7:35 with the first pitch as the Bandits try to get back on track here with a series win against the Dallas Charge. So for Eric Katz, this is Mike Knezovich saying so long from the ballpark at Rosemont. Once again, the final score tonight, the Dallas Charge take game number 2 of this series behind terrific pitching and hitting by Lauren Hager by a score of 9-2. God bless America. God bless you all. Have a safe and wonderful evening, everybody. So long from the ballpark at Rosemont.